Hello students, myself Dipak Zade. In this lecture, we will see how to find out resultant of concurrent force system. In last lecture, we discussed about resolution. You are recalling resolution? In 1 minute I will brush up. Whenever any force is given, if its inclination is given with horizontal, then horizontal component is cosine component and vertical component is sine component. First point. Second, if inclination of force is given with vertical, then vertical component is cos component and horizontal component sine component. Next एक point क्या था? When nature of force is pull or a pull type of force is acting on a body, then nature of components are also pull. Components are also pull in nature. If given force is a push in nature, components are also push in nature. Okay. If you are not watch, you can watch my second video. In that one, resolution is discussed in detail. To find out resultant of concurrent force system, you must know concurrent force system is what? When lines of actions of all forces passes through single point, one point, then the force system is called as concurrent force system. Suppose some number of forces are there. I will represent one force system. Suppose this one is y-axis, positive y-axis, vertically upward, right? This one is what? X-axis. This is positive x-axis, right? Say some forces are acting on a body. This force is what? F1 inclined at an angle of theta with horizontal. Say this one is second force. What I am representing here? Concurrent force system. Okay? Because you have to find out its resultant. This is F2. Angle is say alpha with horizontal. Then next force what is acting here is what? F3 and its angle is what? Gamma with horizontal. And one more force is acting, say this force is what? F4 and this angle is what? Beta. Yes, suppose angle is what? Phi. First step is what? What is the first step? All forces will resolve here in this case along x and y axis. Chalo, from first force, chalo, tell me. F1 is what is the nature of this force? Away from the body. Components must be away, means horizontal component must be rightward, vertical component must be upward, right? Angle is given with what? Horizontal. The horizontal component what will get here? F1 cos of theta, vertical component F1 sin theta. Angle is given with horizontal, horizontal component cos, vertical component sin. Nature of force is away from the body, components are also away from body. Clear? Next force F2 acting at this point, say name of this point is say O, point of intersection of x axis, origin. Nature of force kaisa hai? Away, means pull in nature. Angle is given with what? Vertical. Given force is away from the body, pull in nature. ये pull है, that means at this point horizontal component must be away, means pull. Vertical component must be away, means what? Pull in nature. Angle is given with vertical, the vertical component becomes what? Cos. So this will be what? F2 cos of alpha. Horizontal component F2 sine of alpha. Clear? F3 force which is acting here, again nature is what? Away from the body. Away means what? Pull in nature. Components must be, ये pull है, तो horizontal component pull leftward, vertical component downward, means nature remains same. This one is what? Leftward. This component is what? Downward. Angle is given with what? Angle is given with horizontal. The horizontal component is what? F3. Angle with horizontal. The horizontal component cos of this angle phi. Vertical component sine F3 sine of phi. Okay. F4 force acting at this point towards point hai, right? It is towards the point, means push in nature. Components must be push, means towards this point. Vertical component also towards this point. Vertical component, what will represent? F4. Angle is with what? Vertical. The vertical component, what will get? Cos of this angle. Horizontal component, F4 sine of beta. That means to find out resultant, first step is what? Will resolve given forces. Now once you have resolved, resultant of all the forces means effect of these four forces, and resultant ka effect means that effect of a single force must be same. Such a single equivalent force is what? Resultant. All four forces will replace by single equivalent force, so that effect of these four forces and effect of single equivalent force remains same, and such single equivalent force is called as what? Resultant. For that purpose, already we have resolved these forces. Now add all forces along x-axis. For this one, we will use some sign convention. This is positive x-axis, means all forces or components which are along horizontal and rightward are considered as positive, and if they are leftward, considered as what? Negative. If we will add all components, these are the steps you can say, right? Number 1. If we will add all components along x-axis, then it is called as what? Rx. Rx means what? Component of resultant along x-axis is equal to sum of forces along x-axis, assuming rightward force is positive. That means in this equation, what will get here? F1 cos theta positive, F1 cos of theta positive, F2 sin theta negative, F2 sin theta alpha negative, minus F3 cos of phi negative, and minus F4 sin beta leftward. See, forces will get any magnitude, any direction. It is just for this case ki how will add the forces. That means from this one we will get finally what? Something Rx will get, right? Which equation we used to find out Rx? Summation of Fx assuming rightward forces positive. If answer of this Rx is positive, then this force is what? Rightward. If answer is negative, then this Rx will get in leftward direction. Any answer is possible depending on problem, right? Next step is what? We will find out Ry, means component of resultant along y-axis. Simply using equation summation of Fy, that means we will add all forces in vertical direction. Sign convention, upward positive. F1 sin theta positive, F2 cos theta positive, F3 sin phi negative, F4 cos beta positive. Like this will add and will get what? Ry, right? Again आंसर अगर पॉजिटिव आता है तो Ry will get in upward direction, आंसर नेगेटिव आता है तो Ry will get in downward direction. Assuming both answers are say positive, means Rx in which direction? Rightward. Ry in which direction? Upward. This is Ry, this is what? Rx. So you have resolved force and you are getting components. Now reverse. Two components are known, you have to find out what? Single force. What will do? Complete a rectangle and its diagonal represents what? Resultant R, and say this angle is what? Its inclination with horizontal. How will get magnitude of R? See, this is Rx. Vertical means this, Ry means this length of vector A. Rx, say this one is Ry, they are perpendicular. Can you use Pythagoras theorem? Yes. Third step is what? Magnitude of R is what? Root of Rx square plus Ry square, right? You will get magnitude. How will get inclination? So if tan of this angle, if you take tan is what? Always opposite upon adjacent. इसका opposite क्या है? Ry. Adjacent क्या है? Rx. Means this is what? Ry upon Rx. Means theta is tan inverse of Ry upon Rx. One more point, all forces passes through one point, such point O is called as what? Point of concurrence. Lecture 1 में पूरा डिस्कस किया था, right? The point through which lines of actions of all forces passes is called as point of concurrence. ये अगर point of concurrence है, resultant of concurrent force system always passes through point of concurrence. Means we can add one note. What note? Not node. Note is what? Resultant of concurrent force system. Resultant of concurrent force system passes through point of concurrence. Passes through point of concurrence. Clear? So these are the steps. We'll resolve all forces, then add all forces along x-axis, we'll get Rx. Add all forces along y-axis, we'll get Ry. If answer of Rx positive, then Rx rightward. If negative, then leftward. If Ry answer positive means Ry upward, vertically upward. If answer negative, it is downward. Assuming both are positive, I represented first quadrant. This may be second, third or fourth quadrant, right? Assuming both are in first quadrant, then R I represented by diagonal of rectangle. Magnitude of R is given applying Pythagoras theorem, root of Rx square plus Ry square, and angle how will find out? Tan of the angle is opposite upon adjacent. Opposite to angle is what? Ry. Adjacent is what? Rx. And finally, resultant of concurrent force system passes through what? Point of concurrence. Clear? Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.